Tristan. In my head, I'm like, Tristan gives people euphoric highs.
I don't know.
The thing is, I shouldn't come from.
I'm not talking about them two in particular. I'm just talking about in general. That's where a lot of people get their codependency from, because they're waiting for that next high in the relationship. I was like, what do you mean a dog school? And he was like, yeah, like, you know, they teach them how to be proper dogs in this dog school. And I was like, but wait. So then does that mean that they teach us how to be proper humans when we go to human school?
You can't take nothing from me.
Yeah.
Whatever you're taking from... The only thing that someone takes from me when they leave is themselves.
Yeah.
But if the world is round, that means technically there's always someone upside down, no? In my opinion.
Yeah.
There's always someone upside down, which then means, are we ever really the right side up? Hi souls, I'm Ali.
And I'm Ebz, and welcome to the Divine Soliloquy podcast, where we share with you a higher level of thought consciousness from our own personal perspectives.
This is a safe space to join us as we vibrate in and out of banter and soulful conversation. So in season 1, guys, souls, we spoke about soul ties, soulmates, twin flames, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
In this episode, we're going to speak about soul ties. Soul ties, I'm just hearing so much chitter chatter all over the gaff about soul ties, and this is a soul tie and whatever, and is it even being used correctly? So we're just going to shed our little light on it.
Yeah.
Don't come for us, it's our little light that we're shedding. Hey. Oh. I was never part of choir already. I actually was.
Really?
I was.
Soul ties are always like seen as something so negative. So let's just break it down. So it is derivative of a soulmate. That's a negative connotation on a soulmate, essentially. Is that usually what it is? If we break it down, what actually does a soul mean? What does it mean to you? What does that look like?
Well, a soul isn't a being. No. A soul to me is an essence.
Yeah. It's like, to me, it's like the one consciousness is the ocean, let's say. And we're all part of this one consciousness. And then as we go into the streams and the rivers and the lakes and all of that kind of stuff, that is our consciousness kind of splitting into our own souls, essentially. So we're all connected in this one massive pool of consciousness. And so when you find, so say like you're a lake and a stream, sometimes you'll buck up with someone and you'll be like, oh, hello.
Wait, sorry.
How you doing?
Just to provide extra clarity, a soul or a soulmate?
It could be, a soulmate. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. But I think because we're all collectively part of this one consciousness, you can find soulmates in so many different ways, shapes and forms. Like we said before, it doesn't have to be a partner. It could be a friend. It could be a child. It could be a colleague. Are you good?
Yeah, keep going. Just a couple of souls down here. Go for it. It's fucking hell. Please continue.
Kill me. Okay. Could be so many different people, and it can present itself in so many different ways. So if you think about, if you're a stream of consciousness and that is your soul, and you're flowing down and all of a sudden you get to the rapids, maybe that's when you buck up with a soul tie, you know, because that's a bit rocky still.
Yes.
I'm just saying, I like my metaphors and that. So
no, that was good.
Yeah, so that's how I see the soul. I don't think it's very linear.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
That is when your soul gets tied in that particular area.
Right. And it's like stuck. You're like,
stuck.
Shit.
Stagnant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Go through all sorts of turmoil and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fucking good. This is so smart, babes.
You're welcome.
No, that was good. No, I can see that. Okay, so let's bring it back out of the 5D.
Okay, fine.
For us, I know. Float down.
3D again.
Right. What of gets Houdini again. I suggest you won't see me again. My chin. Okay, so we're bringing it back to the 3D. Okay. Back to reality. Oop, there goes gravity. Come on, you know.
There goes gravity.
Don't leave me hanging with 8 Mile.
There's whole man getting up. You know you don't know that.
No, it's like, I'm just watching it. No, let's just not even get there because, honestly. Right. Let's be serious. Serious. Do you know we could do this all day? Let's stop. Right, come on.
We should play Song Association in one of the episodes.
We should. Right, back to the 3D. So, back to the 3D. Chloe and Tristan. Chloe Kardashian and Tristan 25 trimester Thompson. Tristan.
He's got so many names.
He has. He's Tristan 3rd trimester Thompson. Yeah. He's a whole bunch of different Tristans. But we're not going to go all up into the Kardashians and whatever. But I think that they're a great example of soul tie being used in a negative way, I think. Because arguably we could say that they were soulmates or karmic soulmates.
Yeah.
That's part of a bigger conversation. But I think they're a great example of what one could also consider a soul tie.
Yeah.
Why? Because Ebz and I had this conversation, as we do. A lot of the conversations we're having, we've kind of had a little bit.
Multiple times.
But because we're always exploring, so it's not going to be the same.
It's going to be it's so different every time.
Every single time.
It's really different.
But we spoke about sex. And we spoke about when people use soul tie, they're typically speaking about sex. Yes. Not being able to say no to the peeny weeny or the...
Passoir.
What did you call it?
Passoir. The peeny weeny or the passoir. You can get hung up on the pussy.
Oh, passoir. It's a French term.
It's not a French word.
The vagine. No, honestly, a lot of people are speaking about sex. And I think that's the reason why it just gets lost. A soul tie, you can have a soul tie with a friend, guys. Yeah. You can have a soul, I think you can have a soul tie family member.
100%.
Because, girl, we don't get to choose them. Listen.
It's harder for that one.
Exactly. I genuinely think that you can have a soul tie as a friend, which is why I don't necessarily agree with the soul tie thing being a sexual thing.
No.
Why? Because when you cannot say no to someone, and if you listen to season 1, I'm always going to plug. If you listen to season 1, we've spoken about, and there's an episode called What is Love? Where we spoke about the different types of love, and there were 7 different types of love. 7 different types of love. We spoke about codependency in relationships, and there's just so much more to it than I just can't say no, or there's something about your sex that's keeping me in this situation. And I think that it's just an excuse to say I can't exit this situation. Yeah. In my humble opinion.
I think it's really shallow. It is to just demote soul ties to just being sex, because there was a lot of people who don't attach sex in itself to anything spiritual or soulful. Now there's a lot of people that do, and we totally respect that opinion. However, what about the people that don't? I don't think it's fair to say that everybody experiences intimacy in the same way. I think that's very judgy. I think that's very narrow-minded. I don't think the experience of intimacy is so linear. And I think if you are somebody who has a soul tie, you can fall in love with people you've never met. There is a whole show called Catfish where you don't even meet the person and you can fall in love with them, and that could be a soul tie. You'd be sending the millions. Look at the Tinder swindler. Well, they met, to be fair,
but I get that though.
Do you know what I mean? I get it. I can totally fall in love with someone I've never met before. Yeah. And that's what I mean when I say, like, the connection doesn't have to be physical. Usually it's actually something way higher than that. It's something that you can't see. It's something that you can't explain. It's something that you can't hear or touch. It's a feeling, right? It's a feeling. And I think it's an easier way to shame people if you can just say, stop having sex so much or you'll catch soul ties. That's an easy scare tactic. Because soul ties crops up a lot in the Bible. Now, I'm not necessarily a very religious person. However, I do understand that from the Bible's perspective, a soul tie is something that you shouldn't have or want to have. And I get it. Cool, fine. The word tie it's not got a very good connotation. But usually when people talk about it, they talk about it where it's just like you can't be having sex with multiple people. I kid you not, I do not believe that you can have multiple soul ties that are just based on sex. You're not connecting with these multiple people in that way. I guarantee it.
No, but some people are.
in a soulful way, in a.
But remember, they're not
way.
necessarily saying it in a soulful way. People are just using the terminology these days.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
That's what I mean. So, like, say you've got 7 people and you're having sex with all these 7 people. That does not then mean that you're having a soulful connection with all these 7 people.
Yeah, but I'm saying when people use the term soul tie, they're not thinking of divinity at all. They're not thinking of soulmates. They're just simply saying, I can't get rid of you,
or I don't want to.
Or I don't. Well, no, because if they wanted to, they wouldn't think they were tied. So they think they cannot get rid of this person as to why it's a soul tie. You were just being really super smart and soulful and sexual and spiritual about it, baby, but it's not there. From the conversations I
still believe that they are. They're 7. They're 7. If there is, if you are doing it with 7 people. No, not all 7 of them. You can't be tied to them all. Yeah, they're not soulful ties. Or 7 of them, just sleep with them. So that's why they'll say, you got these soul ties because you can't stop having sex with these 7 people. No, maybe. Or
you just can't stop the whole revolving door relationship thing with them.
And that's a different situation. That's a different topic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think it's easier to just say, it's a soul tie when it's really not. So now we're getting ready for high sense or no sense. And that's my favourite part. It's a little segment where we discuss whether an idea of ours, whilst we've had under the influence or not.
Influence of what? Because everyday influence
of life. Influence of life. If it makes sense or it not makes sense, basically. So it's a high sense if it's something that you said whilst whatever, or you thought.
High, weed, ganja.
Fine, whatever.
Right.
I didn't say it, she did. And if it's a no sense, it doesn't make sense. So you guys let us know in the comment section which ones you think it is. So, who wants to go first?
You go first, because it's your favourite segment.
Okay,
go.
So basically, I was talking to my brother. We were just chilling or whatever. And he was telling me that one of his friends is taking their dog to a dog school. So I was like, okay, wait, listen, I know it sounds really dumb, but
I know.
Like,
sorry.
I was like, what do you mean a dog school? And he was like, yeah, like, you know, they teach them how to be proper dogs in this dog school. And I was like, but wait. So then does that mean that they teach us how to be proper humans when we go to human school? Does that not seem wild to you? That that's what they're doing out here?
I mean, no, because that's what they're doing. You know that's what they're doing.
I was flabbergasted. He thought it was hilarious. He was like, Ebz, shut up. Like, you're clearly just high. And I was like, no. We're going to human dog school.
I mean,
when you have to be proper humans.
Is this the conversation you had with your brother?
Yeah, no, it was actually, it really was. So, like, that's just wild to me. So all the things we learn in school is just how to be obedient, domesticated humans.
Yeah.
Mad.
That's literally what the education system's about.
Madness. It's not teaching us anything. Well, no, I'm just joking.
That's what they do.
Yeah, like, that's just what they're doing out here. Just, like, teaching us how to just be...
controlled, essentially.
Right.
Yeah. They're literally just teaching us to be controlled. To conform. One could argue to conform.
To conform. I don't like that.
I mean, you're already part of the system.
I am, I know.
You are the system. Can you imagine? She's an op. No, I'm joking. No, she's not. But that is literally what it is.
It's so bad.
It doesn't make no sense. That makes sense. You already know it makes sense, but it's not really good for me to rate you, let's be real. Because I kind of agree a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
This time round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Let me know.
Down below. Let me know. Down below.
What about yours?
Okay. Mine would be, which I actually think makes perfect sense if I'm being real with you. But mine is... Okay, so you know, allegedly, because we can't confirm.
Allegedly.
We're not a human drone.
No.
So we just have to go by what the people say. Allegedly, the world is round.
So them say.
And I know that there's going to be people that need scientifically. Yeah, maybe. But it's not really much. I'm here doing up divine soliloquy.
Do you know what someone said the other day that I thought was actually really, like, clever? And I was like, rah. Like, because they were like, oh, the world is round. And they were like, yeah, but a pizza's round, but it's also flat.
That is so fucking true.
I know, like,
this is it. But don't they say the world is flat?
No, that's what they're saying. Like, the conspiracy theorists are saying that it's flat.
Yeah.
But then the scientists are saying that it's round. But if you think about it, it can be both at the same time. You hear me?
Well, this is it. Maybe that was my high sense. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Basically, but it's along the lines of,
it's
because I was
yeah.
saying, and I was actually, I wasn't with a family member, I was with Ebz having this conversation. And I was like to her, they say the world is round and we know about gravity, right? Gravity pulls you down or whatever. Mm-hmm. But if the world is round, that means technically there's always someone upside down, no?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
There's always someone upside down, which then means, are we ever really the right side up? And if gravity's pulling us down, it's to where what's the matter?
There's a fly and I'm getting annoyed.
Just ignore it. Maybe the fly is spirit. Maybe it's an ancestor.
It could be.
There you go.
It could be.
Perspective.
You're doing
Perspective.
A lot.
No, but perspective. Do you know what I mean? Anyway.
No, it's true. Because I was actually just going to say that it's perspective. So yes, somebody could be. Someone's always going to be the right side up or the wrong side up. Mm-hmm. But that's all those about perspective. They make you think that whatever side you're on is the right side.
Up, down. Or is it? Do you understand?
Who knows?
To me, that makes sense. Because are we up or down right now?
Whatever you want it to be.
That sounds like a proper mummy answer. I don't know, bro. That's what I'm asking. Are we up or down?
I'm up. Are you up?
I fly, baby.
Right.
I fly, baby. I float.
Whatever you want to be. Are you the right side up or the wrong side down? That's up to you.
But why does down have to be wrong? See it there?
See it
there? But you said wrong side down every day.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. But right and wrong is also subjective, and it doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. You know? Mm-hmm. So, okay, let me rephrase that then. Thank you. I can't even say the right side up without saying the right side up. Are you up or are you down? Are you facing up or are you facing down?
Like a bat.
Yeah.
Like a bat. To the bat, we're the wrong way round. Do you understand? The bat is looking at us like, yeah, idiot. No, but for real.
No, it really is perspective, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really, really is. No, I think that's a high sense. I think that's pretty smart. Like that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
No, I know, but our high sense makes sense. The no sense doesn't make sense. The high sense is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're high sense.
I'm not even high right now.
So. She's high on the line.
I am. I'm just floaty, floaty booty. All right, so let me know. Are you the right side up, or according to Ebz, the wrong side down? Do you like that? Yes, I'm throwing you under the bus. No, I'm joking. She took it back, but in the comment section, let me know. Are you the right side up?
You better all say you're the right side up.
They don't have to.
Because ain't none of our subscribers or watchers are the wrong way round or whatever.
They might be.
Whatever. It's true.
Or maybe they think we are.
You might be.
They might be like, you lot just chatting. And then they'll be like, yeah, maybe that's the whole point.
What do you think it could potentially be? Because going back to Chloe and Tristan, I personally feel like we don't know them, so we're only speculating.
Maybe we do.
I mean, maybe in another lifetime, in another time dimension.
I didn't know that man.
But I don't necessarily see soul tie, because especially when we see them on TV together. If you do watch the Kardashians, don't judge me. I do watch trash TV. You don't? I don't know. There's not really a connection there. There's no chemistry.
But we're seeing them by the time he had already cheated on her, publicly embarrassed her.
Yeah, but we saw him before that as well, remember? Because he was briefly on the show before when she got pregnant with True. Oh. And it was still like very much like...
It was like mother-son type situation. He was really super goofy and she was really like detached.
Yeah. It seems like anything that... and we're not saying that obviously people are saying this, but anything that's deemed as a negative relationship is like a soul tie, which is not true. It could be codependency. Mm-hmm. You could just be somebody who just doesn't know how to be alone. And you've just clung on to this person for dear fucking life.
Or sometimes... it's just the effort that you've put into the situation. Sometimes, and in Chloe's case, again, I'm just speculating, I guess, she's had a lot of quote-unquote failed public relationships. Yeah. And this is someone that now is the child of my father, the father of my child.
Yeah.
This is someone, and she's had a lot of hate, remember? She's quote-unquote the mixed race one. Yeah. She's the quote unquote unattractive one, but she says she used to be the slightly larger one. Yeah. And these are things that she's said out of her mouth. I don't think these things are Chloe at all. So yeah, I think that in my opinion, it was just, no, I'm going to make this work. It doesn't matter what you do. We have to come out stronger because that's what it is. It really is for the other person. It's people pleasing sometimes, and it's performative.
Perception, people's opinions of you just overcloud everything else, don't they?
Yeah. And they do, because people have their opinions. That's the world that we live in. This is a podcast, an opinion.
Yeah, it's an opinion.
This is
it's not facts.
Please. This is a soliloquy of opinion and experience and perspective. And I can understand why for her in that situation, it was like, I'm going to ride this out. Because if you think about it, you have an option. And in Chloe's head, she might be thinking, do I play the strong, independent, I know my worth person, or do I play the I know you've cheated on me umpteen million times, but I'm the main woman? And there's a thing about being the main woman that makes a lot of women feel like I've come out on top. Whereas personally, as a woman, I feel like I've come out on top when I have put my self-worth first. I'm not saying that you can't, because I want to make this very, very clear. I'm not saying that trying in a relationship and forgiving people in a relationship isn't putting your worth first. I'm not saying that. I understand relationships. What I'm saying is, for what Chloe put up with?
Yeah, she put up with a lot. Yeah.
That's a different, and that's just what we know about. From, as you said, back to the actual show itself, the dynamic that I saw was, I could see the disparity in age.
Yeah.
That's what I could see.
Yeah.
I could see her mothering him, her making the decision. I could see her being the leader in the relationship. And I don't think it's the whole... No, but I don't think she was necessarily happy with that.
Yeah. She's the caretaker, it seems, in all of her relationships. She was with Lamar, and now she is technically with...
And that's
Tristan
telling.
As well. Yeah, that's telling. Very telling.
Not just in her love relationship. She used to be Rob. So she clearly has a pattern. Look at me diagnosing people's children, you know, like she ain't got money for therapy. Chloe, watch, pay me please. But she clearly has a pattern of you know, sometimes when you're the caretaker, you don't realise it, but obviously it's trauma based, and then you adopt those from when you were younger, those habits and those behaviours. And I think that her pattern is where she feels important, because that's what it always... I've been that person, so I'm not coming for Chloe at all. Sometimes it's just, this is my place. And where she's spoken about how she feels about herself physically, it would make sense that she needed to find a place to have a purpose, and I think caretaker was it.
We all play roles in our family dynamic, especially because either they're assigned to us or we just assign them to ourselves, so we find importance in that community. So yeah, I totally get that.
But it bled into her relationship with Tristan, who also, because I'm going to try and speak about Tristan in a different way.
Okay.
There must be something, and you've said this to me too, where you don't feel like they're together or they're in an open relationship. There's no way, unless he's just emotionally challenged. No, he has to. There is no way he's just... You can't... No. I can't even get it out, because in my mind... There must be way more to the story where this man is just out here doing whatever, like he doesn't care. You know, when you're a celebrity and you have certain conversations, I'm sure a PR team will tell you what we're going to put out there and what we're going to keep inside the home. Maybe he's just not honouring what they said they're going to keep inside the home.
And that's the thing. If they don't want this stuff to get out, it won't get out.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
true.
Also a thing of like, you're in the entertainment industry. It's a constant storyline, isn't it? It's great for content. And I'm not saying that they are monopolising on their struggles, but I'm saying that they're monopolising on their struggles.
I was going to say, that's exactly what you're saying.
That is literally what I'm saying. But I am of the opinion that they're in an open relationship.
Or maybe he's just an absolute arsehole and she's getting her heart broken publicly a million times. But regardless of that, would I say they're soul ties? Nah, come on. They don't even look... He's away... Okay. If it is a sex thing... Is he away more often than he's with her? Probably. So it can't be a sex thing.
Yeah.
Unless he just throws it down.
But there's that thing, isn't there? There's that attachment style where it's kind of like...
the emotional attachment.
Yeah, so it's like a drug. Yeah. Even if you have the sex once, there's this thing called like intermittent reinforcement where it's kind of the opposite of consistency. Because I know for me and you, I definitely attach to somebody who I've got consistency with. If I don't have consistency with you, then it's very easy for me to not attach. But some people actually gain that connection through intermittent stuff. So even if you've had the sex once, you're waiting for that next high. It's like that drug, that dopamine hit in your brain.
Like love bombing?
Yeah, kind of, but that's like the other person. I'm talking about, let's say the Chloe in the situation, because you said maybe the sex is really good with Tristan. Let's say the Chloe situation. Chloe's had the sex, and she's had it once. Now he's off to go and play football.
Yeah.
Basketball. And she's waiting for the next time. So your adrenaline is going that whole time because you're like, yes, I'm going to get that next fix. And you're waiting for it because you're waiting for the next euphoric high of the first time. But it never really comes. It's never really as euphoric as the first time.
Do you know what
you keep chasing that.
Chloe and Tristan. In my head, I'm like, Tristan gives people euphoric highs.
I'm
thinking I shouldn't come from that.
I'm not talking about them two in particular. I'm just talking about in general. That's where a lot of people get their codependency from, because they're waiting for that next high in the relationship. And so they will wait around. Some people, it's years apart, and they're just like, yes, every time they see that person, they get that burst of just like,
I can see that though.
Do you know what I mean? So
even in
different.
conversation.
Yeah.
I can see that just by, as you said, catfish earlier. I can actually see why sometimes it's just, I do believe that it's some connection of some sort.
Yeah.
Because if you can have one smashing conversation with someone and just, you can't wait to just, as you said, feel it all over again.
Yeah.
I think when I think of it just away from a sexual thing and just in conversation, people still give you a feeling, an intense feeling. And especially because people like that, if they're manipulative anyway, they leave you on a lot of cliffhangers.
Oh, yeah.
They love a manipulative person.
Purpose,
they love a cliffhanger. So you'll be having a certain type of conversation and they take you on a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
A roller coaster ride.
They'll tell you something and they'll be like, oh shit, I'm getting a call, let me call you back. What? You just dropped off
Sorry, I've had that before in my life.
I've had that. And I'm like, you better call me back.
And it's like they know who to do it to.
Yeah. 100%.
Because they know an inquisitive person or somebody that has feelings for them are going to be like, what are you saying?
Oh yeah, we said like, what? Yeah, 100%. Have you ever had a soul tie?
I don't think I've had a soul tie, no. Nah, I don't think I've had a soul tie. I just don't think, I'm trying to think, like in my head, have I had a soul tie? But no. In terms of what we've discussed today, nah, I haven't had a soul tie.
No, because I think it also definitely implies that you're missing something in your soul and that the person takes a piece of it when they leave. I don't think I've ever had that feeling, just simply because I never felt like my soul was missing a piece. I felt like adding to my already existing whole is what the person brings, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, because for me, I see love or the addition of love like a canvas, like a painting. Like you yourself, you're a painting and I'm a beautiful painting. Notice I'm a beautiful painting.
For sure.
Thanks, babes. But you're a painting, I'm a painting, and together when we come together, we're like a canvas of beauty, a canvas of art. But separately, if you was to take us away, we're still paintings that could go for mills. Do you understand what I mean? Like it's just I will be millions.
Oh, mills! I thought you said meals. I was like,
no,
this baby's got legs and all.
Well, yeah, it's me. But yeah, do you know what I mean? So it's just, as you were saying, it's just an addition.
Yeah.
You're not gonna feel, and that's an important point that you made. The idea of a lot of people think it's someone takes something when they go. You can't take nothing from me.
Yeah.
Whatever you're taking from, the only thing that someone takes from me when they leave is themselves.
Yeah.
But you also can't take the memories that we've had.
No.
You can't take the lessons that I've learned. But to be honest, you still add the way my perspective on life and love, you're always going to add something. Even 100%. If what you added was negative, 100%. You've added something, and I've grown and I've learned, and it's a thank you.
It's a thank you. And that's why I think it's not so good to think of soul ties always as a bad thing, because you're always going to learn something. It might be a terrible experience, and you might feel like you've lost yourself or the person's taken something. But if you flip it around and you think of, okay, cool, like I didn't even know I was that resilient. Like there's been relationships I've been in where I did not know I had that shit in me, and now I'm looking at myself like, raw, like is that you?
Good for you. I ain't got that shit. I'm done with that shit.
No, I'm not talking about resilience. I'm just talking about things I've learned about myself in relationships I didn't even know until I got in a relationship. So even if it's a bad situation or it's a soul tie, I've always come out with more things I've learned about myself to go on and go and be a better version of me. So no, I don't think I've ever had a soul tie because I've just never looked at it that way. I've always been very grateful for my experiences in my relationships. I look back at them very positively, even though some of them were not positive.
But they were positive, babe.
No, they were.
Because
of
what you just said.
Yeah, they were positive.
I wanted to touch on, because you said I don't think I've had a soul tie, so I wanted to quickly point out that there's a lot of people that think they've had many.
I know.
And
no, that's fine if you think you have.
It is okay that you think you've had many, but you know, this platform of ours is always about learning and growing and really just learning from your life experiences. And if you are an individual that feels like you've had many, you really need to say, okay, what is it about me at this point? What you do, because to have that many, remember we're speaking about the connotation of it being a negative thing. Why am I attracting situations where I'm constantly tied to them? Or at least redefine what soul tie means to you, because that's where the healing will. You can't necessarily go from what Ebz and I are saying. You might completely disagree. You might watch this and say, that's bullshit. This is a soul tie to me. And guess what? It's a safe space. So you can feel that way. And please pop it in the comments what a soul tie means to you, because we always want a different perspective.
100%, yeah.
But I would say there needs to be a cap. There needs to be a cap on how many it is that you're going to necessarily attract. I've always gone off the notion that something keeps happening to you that you don't like. It just keeps happening. You need to step back and take a look at yourself. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not trying to victim blame in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, there needs to be to take a step back and just really analyze some situations and think to yourself, am I subconsciously putting myself in situations that are not serving me? And sometimes you don't even realise you're doing it because you're not analysing things. There's a lot of people walking around very numb in this world when we've I've been one of those people.
Exactly, we've been one of those people who've done that. So we understand if you're not highly self-aware. If you want to know about self-awareness, go and watch our first episode.
What is self-awareness?
It's great. I love that. That's probably my favourite episode.
It's my favourite.
But self-awareness is really important for you to figure out why you keep attracting these soul ties in crazy numbers. Because I just don't think it's a thing, and why you feel like people keep taking pieces of you as they go. And we're not talking about really traumatic situations. I don't want to minimize anyone's experience with trauma. But we're talking about very surface level relationships that probably are just, you've had loads of arguments and you can't seem to just not want to be around this person.
Well, but we can't say that's surface level, though.
No. But I'm as opposed to abuse. That's why I'm saying surface level.
Oh, okay, fine.
Physical abuse.
Oh, as opposed to the battering,
it's not the same thing.
But emotional abuse as well
is a conversation. Exactly.
Emotional, any form of abuse.
Yeah, we're definitely not minimising that. That's not what we're having this conversation about. But yeah, just take a step back and think. Maybe I need to just change up some things real quick. Stop going to that same event that you be going to every damn month.
What event? Listen, you can meet a soul tie whilst you're in your yard. Do you understand? Minding your own business, and then boom, swipe for the wrong motherfucker. Soul tie. Do you understand? So it's just dating with intention will minimize the amount of soul ties that you have. Dating with an idea of who it is that you want in your life and what it is that you require, what you need, what you deserve, Well, minimize the amount of soul ties that you have. You should always have a list. Like, men should have a list of the type of woman that they want, and women should have a list of the type of men that they want. And I mean in terms of character, guys. I don't mean on your list you need him to be like 6 foot or whatever with dreads or anything. I just mean I can manifest and have conversations at the same time, you know. Let me manifest. Anyway, I just mean, what do you... I can't even take myself seriously.
6 foot man with dreads are like, whoa, okay.
No, Ebony, no. What do you mean? I'm just trying to be humble. I'm just being humble. Calm me. Okay, so you're throwing me off. I'm saying intelligent things and you're throwing me off. You're throwing me off. Throwing with an F, you know. You're throwing me off.
Sorry.
Have your list, babes. At this point, the moment's passed because Ebz has made me laugh.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Go ahead.
Banter and soulful conversation, isn't it? No, but for real, have your list. Because when I dated without a list, if you check out season 1, you'll hear who I was dating. Your face is just... You're doing up faces. Why?
I'm just smiling because I think it's hilarious. Can I just add to it, though, that I think before you make that list, maybe take a step back a little bit and analyse yourself and what you actually need to be the best version of yourself. Because no, but a lot of when this dating advice nowadays, no one ever talks about you as a person, as a soul, why you seem to think that every interaction you have with somebody leaves you feeling like someone's taken someone. Yeah,
because you're the problem. I'm joking. No. But we did speak about this in season 1.
Yeah,
well,
I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna scream on the top every damn episode. Work on yourself because I guarantee you're gonna make that list, and somebody might come in your life who ticks all of those boxes, and you might not just be ready. So what's the point?
And more time that's happened. You know, I remember.
Yeah.
Mini story time. Just small. Thank you. But I remember I met someone one time when I was younger. I was a lot younger, actually.
Oh, okay.
And he actually was with dreads.
Oh,
he was like 6 foot with dreads, yeah. But you know, that's my thing. But whatever, we moved. And thing is, it's like, yeah, anyway, I was younger. But I was just this, you know, we'll get there in within a couple of episodes, you know, as we, you know, share a little bit more about ourselves. But I have had my times in life, and this was one of those times. And in this period of my life, I think I was dating, or now looking back, I know I was dating when I wasn't ready to date. And I say that to say he was a good man. He was a good man. He was somebody that you could build with. He's somebody that you could really, really, really bring home to your mom and your family and stuff. But where I was in my life, it was like, yeah, no. Do you know what I mean? I didn't even see his greatness. And I sabotaged. I think I self-sabotaged at the time unknowingly. I didn't think that that's what I was doing. But I can see now, looking back on the situation, I wasn't ready for that man. And I'm really, really happy.
At that time, subconsciously.
I did.
Yeah.
I knew that immediately because it wasn't a long-winded situation. It was very, very mature. We had conversations around it, and I mean, I'm not a chaser anyway by nature. So if you're out, we out. And we're good. We're cool. We're cool to this day. I'll say that. We're actually really, really cool because I love how he handled the situation. I think look at me, admires. I'm going to say it. He admires how I handled the situation, but do I have any regrets? No. What I will say is I don't think he's the only person that I've ever dated that I would say, you know, slipped away, I should say. Yeah. But it was a great lesson. It was a great lesson. It showed me at that period of my life as well, the ones that stuck around were the ones that needed to stick around for the woman I was at that time. It would have not been fair for me to keep someone like him in my life when I was in the space that I was in. Yeah. Which is nice of you, to be fair. A lot of people wouldn't do that. They'd keep the person just for their own sake. But you said something that, like, while you were talking, I thought of something. A lot of people also self-sabotage relationships and things, good things, because they also don't feel like they're deserving of it. So if you're in a place where you've maybe got low self-esteem or you've got insecurity issues, you can make that list all you want. And like I said, the person will come and be right in front of you and you'll be like, come on now.
like, you obviously don't want me. And I've definitely done that.
I've never done that. You know, I'm conceited as fuck.
I know you have.
But like,
I've been like, why are you trying to talk to me? Like, go talk to Sally over there. Like, because, nah, don't even bother.
And can we just sit on that for a second? Because it is a real thing. Even though I just done up banter, like I've never done that. Obviously, I've just explained in my own ways. It was me just to add to that. Yeah. It was self-sabotaging because it was like, I can't even give you what I'm asking you for. And that's what I think you were saying initially. Make sure that you can be, and there's a tweet today that I actually liked this morning, funny enough. And it said, would you date you? And the person responded, yeah, matching tattoos and all sorts. And I loved that because
that's good. That's nice.
That's very telling.
I wouldn't date me though.
Girl, why?
Because what I provide.
No. Not as in, if you weren't you, would you date you?
Oh, then yeah.
Yeah, not as in like, would you date a you?
Oh, yeah, hell yeah, I would date me. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, that's different.
That's why she said matching tattoos and all sorts. And I felt that.
No, I would definitely date me.
But that's because you know what you provide and you know who you are as a woman. The person that you were speaking of before when you said like, why do you want me?
I wouldn't date her.
Thank you.
My wouldn't, she was so insecure. But yeah.
And that's part of it all. These are the human moments.
Yeah.
When we say human moments, that's just how we speak at this point. We're not saying that we're like aliens or anything.
No, that's part of the divine. You're part of the divine is part of you. You've come from it, and so it's in you. So the divine is also human. So and I don't necessarily like the connotations. If you feel like God is in you, you can't be just as human. And I'm not saying God is human because I'm not getting into that conversation. I just think that there's also humanity in divinity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Essentially.
There is.
Yeah.
Right. So, guys, we've chewed your ear off. We've gone round in circles because this is what it's like being a part of Divine Soliloquy. We're going to go up. We're going to go down. We're going to ebb. We're going to flow. We're going to ebb.
Flow. Are you flow? And I'm ebb.
Well, you have to be ebb.
I'm ebbs, yeah. So
and I am quite flow and floating.
Call it ebbs and flow. Oh, she would have been so good.
No, bitch. Because why do I have to be any ad-lib?
Do you know? Have you ever watched
don't rush past that.
No, I'm not. But have you watched Finding Nemo?
Yeah, of course.
Flo, Flo, the one in the fish tank. She's so cute. I feel
But no. Do you know what it is? Because I'm like quite spacey. Let's just get it out of the way right now.
Why I feel like
but when I say spacey, it's not like I'm not here. I'm thinking I'm someone that just kind of, I live in my head.
Yeah, you flow more than me. I definitely ebb. I feel like ebb is like this.
Yeah. No, it is. That's what it is.
And flow is like, you flow and I ebb. For sure.
Yeah, I'm just floaty, baby. Yeah. Just floaty, baby. No, but I do kind of ebb. But in my mind, that's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I ebb on the outside, but I do think I flow on the inside, to be fair. I'm just like...
Look, we're just a puzzle piece. That's why we work.
Yeah.
That's why we work. But, see, we digress.
A lot.
As we were saying, thank you for joining us. Bye. Toodles.